Welcome into Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Tonight it is all baseball. I'm really looking forward to the show. So my first guest has been behind the keyboard for over 50 years with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and that's the Commish, Rick Hummel. He was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 2007, and for decades, he's provided great coverage of the sport for fans throughout the country. So Rick Hummel is coming up. Yadier Molina has said that this year, 2022, is his last season playing Major League Baseball. Well, nobody knows him better than Bengie Molina, his brother, who also played in the majors and is currently a broadcaster on the Cardinals Spanish broadcasts. So what was it like growing up with Yadi? We're about to find out later in the show. Also, it's been a busy week at Wrigley for the Cardinals, and their upcoming schedule, it is very, very tough. They'll have a 3-game series with the Tampa Bay Rays in Tampa. The Rays always find a way to not only be competitive, but a challenge in the AL East. And then the weekend, we'll see the Cardinals come back home. Joey Votto and the Cincinnati Reds make their first visit to Busch Stadium this year. So let's bring in the longtime beat writer of the St. Louis Cardinals from the Post-Dispatch, and that's Rick Hummel. Hey, Rick, thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thanks for having me, Dan. What do you got?
Well, this is what I have to start. How many years now covering the game of baseball?
This is 51 years at the Post-Dispatch, and this is my 50th season of covering at least some games. You know, I didn't take over the beat for a while as a backup for several years, but 1973 was my first game, so this is my 50th season of covering ball.
Amazing. How much do you enjoy it still?
I like it a lot. It's different because there's more responsibility on the writers and everybody, pretty much, I guess, but with the online and everything else that's involved. You know, the newspaper isn't just the newspaper anymore. It's all kinds of things, and I had to adapt, probably not as well as some other people, but I had to adapt over the years, and there's more to be done.
So when you reflect and think about going into the Hall of Fame, what comes to mind for you?
Some of the people that preceded me, you know, Damon Runyon, Grantland Rice, Jerome Holtzman, Dick Young, Jim Murray, thousands of them. You know, it's quite a group of people to be associated with, and I don't know. I mean, those people were all different than I am, and you tell yourself, well, I don't belong in that class. Well, I mean, my picture's on the wall up there, so I guess I am, but I was surprised most of all, I think. I had no idea that the Cardinal Nation cared that much about me or about that award.
I'm very curious about this. What are you most proud of as you think back on your career?
I think that I was fair to everyone, or at least tried to be, to players, managers, management. I tried to help other writers if I could. Be fair to the readers, most of all, I guess, because they're depending on me to provide the coverage that I'm not supposed to be providing.
In terms of players that you've had the chance to cover, who's been the most interesting? Maybe not the best, but the most interesting.
Oh, Joaquin Andujar, it's a slam dunk there, because you didn't know from day to day what you had. He could be charming, he could be irascible, sometimes in the same sentence. and the players got on him every day, and he liked that because it meant to him that he belonged. He figured that out, that meant that they liked him, even though they were Ozzie and some of those guys, Suter, were all over him every day, and George Hendrick. It was hard for Joaquin.
How about covering the summer of '70 in McGwire? That had to be a daunting task for the beat writer of the club.
After a while, when Sosa got involved, and just if McGwire had just taken it by himself, it might not have been quite the same. But then Sosa jumped in. He had 20-some home runs in June that year, and they're going back and forth. And and Mac, at one point, said to me, you know, when I came here from Oakland, they told me that you were the only guy I had to talk to. And I said, well, don't hit so many home runs then. These people are saying, we aren't used to that kind of stuff. We're not used to seeing home runs. So as the season went along, he weakened under the brunt of media attention, and he didn't feel as if he should have to talk after every game. So I became the pool reporter, because guys, the national writers were coming in from all over the country, and they wanted some stuff. And then if he wouldn't talk, they had nothing. So I had to go down there and while he was in the exercise room and provide some of the bare bones, some of the worst quotes I've ever gotten from an athlete or a player, just to help out everybody else.
I want to ask you about Game 6 of the 2011 World Series, the freeze game. Where does that rank for you in games that you've had the chance to cover?
That was the best and worst Cardinals game that I've seen. You go back to that game and see how many errors were made. David Freese almost hit in the head by a pop foul, and the Rangers didn't play well on the field. Neither did the Cardinals. For the first 6 innings, it was an awful game. And then from the 6th inning on, it was electric. I would say the best game that I ever covered was the 6th game of the Houston Mets playoff series in 1986. The Mets were ahead 3-2, but trailing 3-0 in the 9th inning of Game 6 with Bob Knepper pitching for Houston. And the Mets, knowing that Mike Scott was going to pitch Game 7, Scott had pitched Game 1, with Doug Harvey umpiring. Doug Harvey's going to be umpiring Game 7. And the Mets kept whining about Scott scuffing the ball, which he probably was, but Doug Harvey would look at the ball and go, looks okay to me, and would throw it right back in. So the Mets knew they were done if they couldn't win that game. Well, they got 3 in the 9th off Knepper, and the game went about, 16 innings, and the Mets finally won by a run, but that was back and forth. But the David Freese game in 2011 was probably the best Cardinal game I've seen in postseason play.
Rick, you've seen so much baseball. From your perspective, to see Yadi, Waino, Albert all back together for their final season, what's that been like for you? Well,
you knew that Yadi and Waino would be together. Albert was kind of an added attraction, and they seem to be having a lot of fun with it. When I'm not at the ballpark, I watch games you're doing on television and see those guys together standing in the dugout. It's just hilarious. They're going back and forth, laughing and joking, and they're being serious too when they have to be. But a lot of times, Waino's not pitching, and Albert doesn't play that much, and Molina plays only every other day. It must be a circus to hear what they're talking about.
Final question: what's left for Rick Hummel? What else do you want to accomplish?
I want to finish this season on a full-time basis. Maybe go scale back a little bit and be part-time. I still want to be involved in covering games and being around the team, but I don't know that I have to be working 8 days a week anymore after this year. I'd like to spend more time at home, but still, I love the game so much. I love being around the Cardinals people so much that I can't break away from that.
Hey, thanks, Commish.
Thank you, sir.
Man, he has been incredible covering the Cardinals for so many years, and that's Rick Hummel. We touched upon the final year of Yadier Molina's career, and up next we'll visit with Yadi's brother, Bengie. And that's next. You don't want to miss it on Scoops with Danny Mac here on Fox 2.
Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2 is brought to you by Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, Schnucks, Rottler Pest Control, Stratum Structural Systems, and Hair Saloon for Men.
Welcome back to the show on Fox 2. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Yadier Molina has said that this year, this is it. This is his final year of playing Major League Baseball. So without a doubt, he's a Cardinals Hall of Famer. And more than likely, he's on his way to Cooperstown. Yadi is not the only Molina that made it to the big leagues, which is hard to believe. As many of you know, his brothers, Jose and Bengie, also enjoyed long Major League careers. It's amazing that 3 brothers made it all the way to the big leagues. Bengie played over a decade in the big leagues, and now he's a broadcaster for the St. Louis Cardinals. And he's been kind enough to join me tonight on Fox 2. Hey, Bengie, it's always great to see you, and thanks for coming on the show and being a part of this.
It's an honor for me to work with you, buddy. I'm a big fan of you. You know that, so I'm happy to be here.
Well, as you know, I'm a big fan of yours as well. So let's start with broadcasting. I love this. You're the first ever for the Cardinals on the Spanish broadcast. What's that been like for you?
I think it's amazing. I think it's a good thing. Most of the players' families, they don't know any English. They're in Venezuela, in Panama. We have guys from Dominican, Puerto Rico. People don't know the language, the English language. And to have us and the opportunity to know what's going on out there on the field in our language, for me, I think it's amazing. I think we take pride on it. Me and Polo, we take pride on doing this for these families, and but I really do think it's really amazing.
What is it like describing your brother on the radio?
Describing my brother, it's really difficult for me because I see him as a 5-year-old, you know, growing up, and then you see him as a man, obviously growing up in a professional job, and his career has been amazing. He's a great man, first of all. He's a great dude and very humble. He likes to help out people anywhere he is, especially Puerto Rico, you know, the kids and all that stuff. So that tells you a lot. So in baseball, we all know who he is. For me, he's a true Hall of Famer for what he has brought to the organization, you know, for what he has done in baseball. It's really difficult sometimes to describe him because I see him maybe different than most people.
Yadi hits a home run. He points up to you in the broadcast booth. What are your emotions?
Hey, let me tell you what, I sometimes cry about it, you know, because it's, I wish my dad was here to see us, but just help us build this, what we're trying to do. He acknowledged us. He's a big fan of us, you know, up here in the booth. But when he points out over here, then it's an amazing feeling, just knowing that he knows we're here. He knows I'm here, you know, and he acknowledged that. So it's amazing.
Bengie, if your dad could see what has happened with his 3 boys, what would he be saying today?
Oh my gosh, my dad was pretty humble. He didn't talk much, but he would be so proud. I think he would be so proud. He never bragged about us ever. He never said anything about us. So I would say he would be quiet, enjoying the moment. He will be in every field possible. He will be yelling at us. He will be yelling, saying that I'm doing this job. You got to do better, and Yadi, you got to do better than that. And you know, like all around us, and Jose too. So it would be awesome to have him. Obviously, we don't have him, but I think he would be so proud.
When you guys go back to Puerto Rico, the Molina name is baseball royalty. So what's it like when the Molinas go back to your home in Puerto Rico?
You know what? It's fun. It's fun because all the kids and young kids and older kids, you know, high school kids, they see us as role models, or they see us as that's where I want to be kind of thing, you know. So we take advantage of our platform and that God has given us and take advantage of that and encourage kids and be positive with these kids and tell them that if we made it from this little town that we had nothing, literally nothing growing up, you guys can make it too, that you guys have better opportunities, better schools, better materials to work with, and everything. So we try to take advantage of that and make it to those kids. It is a good feeling to go back to our island because we are appreciated, you know?
I got to ask you about this. So when the 3 brothers get together, does one say, hey, I was a better thrower? Hey, I was a better hitter. No, I was better than this than you. So you get together and give each other some trouble?
I don't think we do it as much, but when we play in dominoes or at home and enjoying some games or something, and we have a couple beers or something on us, we probably throw stuff at each other. But in the end, we don't like to do that. We like to separate our careers. And Jose, for me, catcher, great catcher. Yadi is both, you know, later on because he started struggling hitting some. And I don't like to talk about myself, but you know, we try to keep it apart unless we're playing dominoes or we're playing, you know, having fun with our families. And that's when we probably say something like each other, you know.
Final question. You wrote a wonderful book about your brothers and your family. Why did you write the book, and what's been the reaction that you've gotten from the book?
I think the book was more an inspiration book, and it was more a tribute to my dad and my mom. Because if I don't say my mom, you know, she'll kick my butt. But both of them, I think it was a tribute. It was very, very for parents to get involved with their kids. Parents could get more interested in what they're doing, not just drop them up at practice and leave or something like that. You know, follow them, inspire them. This book, it's really, really a book about a mother and a father sacrificing everything for their kids and doing everything they can for their kids. My parents never went to vacation. My mom always say that I wanted to go on vacation, but your games and like your games were more important to us than anything, and things like. So those are sacrifices. My dad worked from 4 or 5 a.m. till like 4 p.m. and then got home, eat, and then ballpark. So all those sacrifices is what is the book about. It's my dad, my mom, all that, and my uncles, my aunts, everybody, my cousins that were there, helping us grow through the years. So that's what the book is about, trying to get it out there so the parents can get inspired and help out their own kids and give them time and play catch and do this, go to the field, even if you don't know baseball much, just give him that time, keep him away from the street, keep him away from the trouble. And that's what hopefully the movie will be about.
Bengie, this was fun. Thanks for the visit.
Thank you, Dan.
I absolutely love the book. If you get a chance, pick it up because it does pull back the curtain a little bit on the Molina family. Up next, another month is in the books of the baseball season. It was a record-setting month for Paul Goldschmidt, and the plays of the month are next on Fox 2.
Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2 is brought to you by Lordo's Diamonds, On the Run, STLTaxLawyer.com, Triad Bank, and Lou Fuse. Welcome back to Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2. A reminder, there's daily content on the website, scoopswithdannymac.com. Podcasts, features, articles. If you've missed Bernie Miklasz and his writing, you can see it all daily on scoopswithdannymac.com.
Welcome back to the show on Fox 2. In the month of May, the Cardinals had major league debuts, huge wins, and a historic month put together by their first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Here's a look at the top plays for May for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Arenado, a drive, deep left, 3-0 St. Louis. Bader hits it out to deep left. It's at the wall, gone! It's gone! Little flare hit down the right field line. This will drop. Yepez has his first major league hit. In the air, foul territory, and oh, he caught it! What a catch, Tommy Edman! Wow! Base hit into right, RBI number 1,000 for Yadier Molina. And he shoots it out to right center. Oh, it's down. Sosa, a triple. 3-0 Redbirds. Deep right center. And this ball is gone. Juan Yepez, his first home run in the big leagues. Oh, what a play here. Incredible play, Nolan Arenado.
The Cardinal pitcher in the ninth inning is Albert Pujols. The pitch, ground ball left side. Donovan to his left. He has it and throws out, waiting for a Redbird winner.
And Bader hits it out to deep left center. And it's off the wall. It scoots away. Bader racing to third. He's going to score. Sliding in head first. Inside the park home run. Goldschmidt base hit. The hitting streak continues. Historic double for Paul Goldschmidt. 23rd extra base hit here in the month of May. Deep right. It's his first in the big leagues. Brendan Donovan. He hits a rope down into the corner. Nolan Gorman has his first extra base hit in the big leagues. Gorman hits one a ton. His first in the big leagues and a long one out to right. Breaking ball, Matthew Liberatore's first strikeout in the big leagues. Got the throw to the plate. He is out. They got him. He got him. Oh, what a play. The 1-0 is hit out to deep left field. It is gone. A long home run off the bat of Pujols.
The first time Yadier Molina is on a major league mound.
Against the shift, the throw by Newbar, a strike to the plate. Oh, he got him. It's an outfield assist with the game on the line. Albert, a liner out to left. Edman He'll tag up. Throw to the plate is not in time, and Pujols wins it for St. Louis in the 10th. Goldschmidt hits it out to left, and this will do it. And he does it in grand style. A walk-off grand slam.
Some great moments supplied by the Cardinals in May as the 2022 season rolls on. Hey, remember, we do this every Sunday, 10:30, right here on Fox 2. It's Scoops with Danny Mac. For Rick Hummel, Bengie Molina, I'm Dan McLaughlin, and I'll see you next Sunday.